Hello, you're listening to Still I Rise with yours truly, Latoya Jewell. A space for healing, growth, and becoming. No matter what life brings, we rise. Before I go any further, I have some news to share. I have a nonprofit that was created with my sister-in-law, Brittany Green, after my husband died. And we have some events coming up. June 6th, we partner with Clark Central Youth League to host our second year free football and cheer camp. More information for registration coming soon. July the 18th, our third annual book bag school giveaway. Follow us on Facebook and IG. ALJ Foundation. Flyer is already out. We hope to see you there July the 18th. Third annual back to school giveaway. Book bags, school supplies. We'll have vendors and so forth. Free food normally for the kids. Parents would definitely have to pay for theirs. This is all about the kids. Again, check us out on Facebook and IG, ALJ Foundation. Next up, my sister/cousin, Star Varnum, has a new book out on Amazon. It's called KEPT. Please go out and purchase that book. You will not be disappointed. We don't know what people go through. We don't know how they live. We don't know how their relationships, whether it's with family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriends, we don't know. But I tell you what, when you read this book, give me some comments. Go buy her book today. Today we're going to actually start a series. It's 21 Days of Rising is what I call this series. 21 days to honor love, acknowledge grief, and rediscover strength. 21 days inspired by the 21 months that changed my life forever. Through this journey, I want to remind you and myself that even after imaginable loss, we can still rise. It was created for not just me, but for anyone who has experienced loss, grief, heartbreak, and life-changing challenges, but still choose to rise. My story includes the loss of two of the most important people in my life, which was my husband and my youngest son. That was the only child we had together. We had a blended family. He had an older son. I had a son that was younger than our oldest. And we had our baby boy, AJ, together. Though losses changed me forever, but through the pain, I discovered something powerful. Our pain does not have to be the end of our story. This podcast is about healing, faith, resilience, and finding purpose even after life knocks us down. In this special series called 21 Days of Rising, we're going to walk together through 21 reflections on grief, strength, faith, and hope. The number 21 represents the 21 months between losing my husband and my son, a time that carried unimaginable pain, but also revealed strength I did not know I had. Each episode will be a step toward healing, not just for me, but for anyone listening who needs a reminder that even after the darkest nights, the sun will rise again. So wherever you are in your journey, whether you're grieving, healing, searching, or simply trying to make it through another day, I want you to remember one thing. Your story is not over. And no matter what life has placed in front of you, still we rise. This episode is about acknowledging pain. Today, we begin with something that many of us try to avoid. You may say, what is that? Pain. P-A-I-N. Pain. When loss happens, people often tell us to be strong. Now, how many of us, I know I have said it when I didn't know any better. We say, stay positive. We've said, everything happens for a reason. God got it. You a strong one. You're going to be okay. At that moment, you may not need them or want them to say anything. Just a hug, or I love you, or God loves you. Something other than those phrases that we hear 99% of the time when we have had a death, a loss. Those words just go through one ear and out the other for me. Because at that moment, when I'm in pain, when I'm hurting, I don't want to hear any of that. All I want is somebody just to take me in their arms and just hold me, family, friends, and just say, I got you. We got each other. Or nothing at all. It's hard to find words when somebody have lost someone. So now that I know better, I don't come with those phrases. I just let them know that I love them. I'm praying for them. I'm praying for their peace. I'm praying for their comfort. I'm praying for understanding for them, because they're going to need all of that before anything else. They're going to need peace so they won't rattle their minds trying to figure out why, how come, why mine, all of that. The different stages of grief, we're going to hit probably every one of them, probably sometimes more than once. So the next time something happens, please don't go with the phrases. If you can't say anything else, just give them a hug and tell them that you love them and you're praying for them. I will receive that so much more than anything else. Remember that. The truth of the matter is, healing cannot begin until we acknowledge the pain. Once we acknowledge the pain, then we can start to heal. For me, I had to talk about it. I had to talk about what happened. I had to talk it out to process it. I couldn't hold it in. I could not say anything. If someone asked me, I gave them how I felt, what happened in the moment, how I felt after the fact, how I'm feeling now. If I'm talking through it, I'm able to process it and I'm able to start healing. That's how I deal with it. That's how I'm dealing with it. For me to be able to process it, I talk about it. And I talk about them more often. And sometimes I just sit and think about them and the good memories. We have to learn our own niche, what works for us. Some people don't want to talk about it. I can't go to the gravesite right now because I know they're not there. Understand they're not there. I can sit right here in my home and talk if I need to talk or say something to them in my time of grieving. I can do that from anywhere. Going to the gravesite is nothing but a body. That's how I see it. Everybody has their own way, and I'm not saying it's wrong. That's my way. Everybody has their own way of grieving. So I'm not telling you what not to do. I'm telling you how I do it to hopefully help someone else. When my husband passed away in February of 24, my world changed overnight. I had to learn how to live in a reality I never imagined. I had to figure out how to continue being a mother, a leader, and a support system for others while carrying my own grief. And I did it. I know how because it was by the grace of God. I know I couldn't have done it. It had to be Him. He carried me and still carrying me. Because there are days where I'm weak, days where I'm not feeling well. Because the void. But I know that through God's grace and mercy, He has carried me. Oh God, He has carried me. There's nobody else like Him. You can't tell me that there's no God. I won't hear it because I know who has carried me these last 2 years. I know my Father. I do. So, for me, He's all I got. He's all I lean on. He's all I know. And if I got Him, I don't need nobody else. He's my all in all, my way maker, my promise keeper, my light in the darkness. He carries me when I can't even carry myself. He provides for me when I can't even provide for myself. Then, November 25, I experienced yet another unimaginable loss when my youngest son passed away. I want to talk about that for a minute. A loss of a husband is one thing, but a loss of a child, regardless of the age, is something else. My 2 kids moved back home. And when they moved back home, my baby boy, AJ, took up kind of where his dad left off. He would call sometimes in the mornings to make sure I'm up. He would text me in the mornings when he had to go to work at SK Battery. He would text me a good morning, beautiful, a good morning, queen. I love you, Mom. Have a great day. Or when he was off, before I came home, he would text or call and say, hey, what are we eating? Go by whatever place and get us something to eat. And he would send the money. And sometimes he wouldn't. But most of the time he would send the money to get us something to eat. Or he'll say, hey, Mama, you hadn't cooked this in a while. Between him and my oldest, Damien, they would gang up on me to cook when they know after their dad died. That's something that I didn't do a lot of. But for them, I did. So just the little things that he did made life a little normal. The new normal after his dad passed. And I miss my baby. I miss him. Lord knows I love my other children, but I miss my baby. I just miss him. From the womb, I miss him. And I can contest that no parent ever prepares themselves for that kind of heartbreak. I know I didn't. I was devastated. Didn't know which way to go. But God gave me peace when I woke up that next morning. And a couple of days after the funeral had passed, and I was talking to my son, Damien, as he playing the game, and I just stopped in the kitchen and I said, "It's funny. It feels weird, Damien." And he asked me what, and I said, "I just feel a sense of peace upon me and in this house." And he turned to me and said, "You know what, Mom? I feel the same peace. I feel that peace, that calmness." He said, "We gonna be okay. That peace surpasses all understanding. I can't even express that peace that I felt, that God gave me that peace." After sleepless nights, the peace was, I can't explain it. But in those moments, I realized something important. Grief demands honesty. We have to be honest with ourselves. As I stated, there were days I cried. Whew, days I didn't want to get out of bed. Days I questioned. Days when the weight of it all felt so heavy. And that's okay. Because acknowledging the pain doesn't mean that we're weak. By no chance. It means that we're human. And we have to stop being so hard on ourselves and give ourselves grace. We definitely have to give ourselves grace. Grief is the price we pay for deep love. Believe it or not. And when we allow ourselves to feel it, we begin the process of healing. I'm going to say that one more time. Grief is the price we pay for deep love. When we allow ourselves to feel it, we begin the process of healing. Today, if you're carrying pain in your heart, I want you to know something. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to rush through it. And you don't have to pretend that everything is okay. So take a moment today to acknowledge your feelings. Speak them, write them, pray about them. Because the first steps toward rising is allowing yourself to be honest about where you are. And remember this, feeling pain does not mean you will stay there. This is only day one. And together, we are taking the first steps toward rising. I want to leave you with something. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode spoke to you, share this with someone who may need it. And remember, no matter what you're facing, you can still rise. Thank you for listening to Still I Rise.